Hello everybody, welcome. I've been needing to do this video for honestly weeks. We just need to sit down, catch up, tell you what's going on in my life and how everything's moving and grooving now. I always do these makeup tutorials on my TikTok. If you guys don't follow me on TikTok, I always go live, I feel like Friday or Saturday night before I go out. I always make the exact same thing, a ranch water, and on TikTok everyone's like, show me the recipe. It's literally the easiest drink in the whole wide world. It's my #1 go-to. It's so simple and refreshing. It only has 3 ingredients. And I'll show you guys how we make it. The puppies are sleeping. Leo's walking around right now though, but they're taking a little nap. So we're gonna try to get in this makeup tutorial before their zoomies kick in, before their nighttime zoomies, huh? All right, we got my ice. This is one of my go-to tequilas. It's Terramana. I feel like I'm either drinking this or Casamigos. Clase Azul is like also amazing, but it's super expensive and we're not trying to do that every weekend. I'm gonna do 1.5 shots. I usually do 2, but it's a Thursday. We're not doing anything tonight. And this is our key ingredient, Topo Chico. They have plain ones and then they also have lemon and lime. I like the lemon and lime one just to add a little bit more flavor. Pour that on your shot. Woo. And last thing is you're just gonna juice 1 lime. And these glass straws I always use, I got these from Amazon. You can get like a kit of them. These are dangerous, they taste so good. Please go try them, and they don't have a bunch of sugar and added things. It's very simple. I'm just gonna put my hair up because I know that it will irritate me or overheat me or one of the above. Let's get into this. I wrote down, we got 13 questions to get through. I got a lot of repetitive ones, so these are like the main biggest questions that we're repeating over and over again. Before I do my eyebrows, I'm gonna put on a little, hey, Leo, don't eat that. Before I do my makeup, I either do an under eye cream or some type of like eye patch, just something to really moisturize the area. I have fine lines underneath my eyes, so when I'm dry, it makes them so much worse and it makes makeup fall into those creases a lot more. This is the First Aid Beauty Niacinamide Brightening Eye Cream. I don't know if I said that right at all, didn't sound right. And I also moisturize my face with the First Aid Beauty Ultra Facial Cream. This is the Got To Be Glued. I was using Refi for a while. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you guys know I was using Refi just a little bit. And then I took a spoolie, buy these off Amazon. There's like a pack of 200 for like $5. I was using Refi for a while and I loved it. I think that it's a very, very easy product to use if you don't know how to use gel or if gel is intimidating for you. What sucked is as I wore it and like by the end of the night, if I went out, I would have what looked like dandruff in my eyebrows. Like those little white flakes would be everywhere in my brows and it just didn't look good. If anything, make my brows fall, but don't make them look all dandruffy. So I took a little break from it. It's honestly a great product if you're not doing something super sweaty or trying to make it last a really long time. Brush my brows up and then I kind of press them down with the other side of this spoolie. And then once they're up, I'll go towards the top and just slightly brush them down. Boom. And just like that. So they're fluffy, but they're not straight up, but they definitely got some volume. I'm gonna do the other side. Sometimes it also helps if you brush it like this, just to make sure all of the hairs are fully coated before you brush them down. I'm taking a wet cotton pad and I'm going around my brows just on the skin and wiping off any leftover glue. If you don't do this, it'll just look really funky underneath your foundation. Should I get a sip? First, I'm going in with this Dior Capture Youth Plump Filler. I got this from Sephora a couple weeks ago. They just came out with so much skincare. The only thing I noticed with this is that it just makes my skin feel really soft. Sometimes I'll even wear it on a no makeup day if I'm just trying to feel good and like refreshed. It's the #1 most asked question, the #1 thing in my DMs right now. Are you keeping both? Have you realized you're keeping both? Why can't you keep both? Yada, yada, yada. So, if you guys know from my past vlog, I just fostered 2 puppies and I will be adopting one of them. Oh, I also love this vitamin enriched face base by Bobbi Brown. This one's really good, but with that plump filler, I don't feel the need for it. But now I'm gonna do the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I like to put this in my smile lines and kind of just this area. I get bigger pores and I always crease right here, so I find that this primer does help a little bit with those things. So I'm just gonna work it in. If I could keep both of these puppies, I would in a heartbeat. Actually, I've already tried to keep both of them. I've asked the shelter multiple times if I can keep them, and they're like, I'm sorry, no, you cannot. So there's this thing called littermate syndrome, and if puppies are from the same family, if they grow up together, they can either get really, really aggressive towards each other or really, really aggressive with other dogs or other people. Either way, it's not a good situation, and it is trainable, and it doesn't happen to every single dogs, but the shelter doesn't even allow me to adopt them together. So now the main focus is to find a friend or a family member that wants to adopt him so that he can at least stay close to me. Thinking about it actually makes my heart disintegrate. It's so heartbreaking, but it's what I have to do, and it's part of the process, and it's what I signed up for when fostering 2 dogs. But I will be keeping my sweet little Stella Angel girl. So I have a couple of different concealers that I really like. My top 2 favorites are the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer and then the Dior Forever Skin Correct. This one is gorgeous, looks like skin. This one's just a really good full coverage one. And this one I have in a lighter shade, so I'm gonna take 2.3 and I'm gonna put it all over my lid to just kind of create a base for my eyeshadow. I get basically purple eyelids and I don't know why. This brush is from It Cosmetics. Next question is about my eyebrows. Speaking of brows, I don't fill them in until after I do my eyes, just because I feel like it gives me a better idea of how much I want to fill them in. Sometimes when I'm doing a really soft look, I don't even fill in my brows at all because they are already pretty dark and bold. I get them threaded maybe once a month or so. I pluck them in between that, so when I feel like the shape is starting to get out of control and I just need some more guidance, then I'll go back in and have them like shape it up a little bit. The place that I go to, all of them have such beautiful thick eyebrows that I'm just like, I trust you with my face, you won't mess it up. The Makeup by Mardio Master Mattes palette, I always go in this lightest shade, and I'm just gonna pack it onto my entire lid and set all of that concealer. I've gotten them laminated a couple times. If you go into my, I think, self-care highlight on Instagram, you guys can see that. It's my best friend Sarah in Laguna Niguel, California. If you guys live around the area, she's absolutely amazing. What do I put on them? Rodan & Fields Lash Boost Serum. That's what I use for my lashes. You guys always ask what I use for my lashes because they're really long. That's what I use for them, and then I run it through my brows a little bit too. I wanted this eyeshadow palette for literally the longest time, but it was sold out forever, and then they restocked it for the Sephora sale. So this is the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. She is so stunning. These are creams, those are all mattes, and those are sparklies. She's gorgeous. I'm gonna go in with just the lightest shade. It's kind of like a soft pink, and I'm just gonna put it in my crease as that transition shade with this fluffier brush, kind of working it up to my eyebrows and the tip of my brow as well. Do I wear underwear with leggings? No, I don't wear underwear with leggings because I'm sweating so much in my leggings that I'm going to be washing them regardless. I'm not like re-wearing a pair of leggings multiple times. I feel like I always have underwear lines if I do. I feel like if I have leggings that tend to create camel toes, it's gonna make a worse camel toe. Maybe you should try it. It's really not that uncomfortable. Now I'm going in with the second darkest shade and a little bit less of a fluffy brush. And I'm gonna take it kind of more into the crease, but more on the outer corner and also down here. So I kind of create a little V in the outer corner and then up onto that brow bone and slowly blending it into my crease. Take it up to that corner. I really like that cat eye look, so I always work it into that corner. I'll take that fluffier one again and just buff it out a little bit. Drag it a little bit more into the crease. Did I always want to do social media? How did I start? Do I have any tips? I feel like I've been telling everybody around me that I wanted to start some type of YouTube channel or fitness account for the longest time. So yeah, I guess I kind of always wanted to do it, but I mean, I was going to school to be a PA, so it definitely wasn't like the main plan. It was more just always an idea and a dream that I thought about. I used to follow, or I still do, Sarah's Day on YouTube and Instagram, and she was like my biggest motivator. I looked up to her so much, and I feel like she was the biggest motivation behind that. I was obsessed with everything about her, but I was scared about what people thought about me, or with fitness, I was like waiting to meet this new accomplishment or like be able to lift this much or look this certain way. And then quarantine kind of happened and we're all so bored. I feel like everybody came up with a business during quarantine, and that's just kind of what I did. And then I started my Instagram, and with my Instagram, my tips for it, look, when it comes to the algorithm, I call the algorithm Santa Claus. Obviously, I think it has a purpose, but I think it's this thing that everybody dance around and talks about. You have to post this amount of days, you have to post this amount of times a day, you have to do it at this time, and if you have to interact with this in your engagement. But first of all, I don't look at my analytics or my engagement. This is just for me. Unless my manager asked me to send it to them for some type of brand deal. I just don't find it important. I've never been like, turn on your post notifications for me, do blah, blah, blah. For me, if I've always found somebody interesting and if I really love somebody, I'm gonna look at their stuff. I don't feel the need to beg you guys to look at my stuff. Otherwise, I feel like it's just not as genuine. But getting your page out there, get a TikTok, it's the most viral app. Tag bigger accounts on your Instagram, even your friends, comment on other random pictures. That's what I did a lot. I used hashtags. I don't know if hashtags really do anything, but yeah, just stay really consistent with it and stay genuine, because I think when somebody's like, turn on your post notifications and then do this for the algorithm, and are you seeing my posts, and are you and like so hyper focused on that, it's like, why are you so focused on just growing? Like I'm trying to attract people that I want to attract, and I'm not gonna beg for you guys to continue to be attracted to me. Deeper shade just on the edge of my brush. And with that cat eye, kind of where I'm about to do my winged eyeliner, I'm gonna take it on my lash and just take a line to the corner of my eyebrow. So I'm basically drawing on a shadow wing, but making it really messy and kind of thick. And then a little bit into the outer corner, but really keeping it on the outside here. This is gonna help deepen her up just a little bit more. Once most of the product's off the brush again, go in with that fluffier one. And I actually dab just a tiny bit of that light shade on that we put mainly in that crease, and I'm just gonna buff out that outer corner. So I kind of feel like I own cats right now, because they always are biting and scratching my face, and they nicked my eyebrow right here and it's not blending and it's pissing me off. But I know it's because of that scab. My Makeup by Mario, and I'm gonna go in with this third color over. It's like the light peach shade, and I'm gonna carve out my crease, and I'm gonna make it a little bit higher than my normal creases because I have hooded eyes, and so I found that if I make this look higher, it helps make my eyes look a little bit bigger. We're just lightening up that lid again. How to get comfy with a new boyfriend. Oh my gosh, I feel this. You guys, when me and Chase first started dating, his bathroom at his college, he went to University of Oregon, was attached to his room. So when I'd visit him for a weekend, staying at his place, his bathroom would be attached to his bedroom. Worrisome. I wouldn't go to the bathroom until I got home, and I never was one of those people until I started dating him. Like, honestly, I'm not a shy go to the bathroomer at all, but for some reason when I would visit him, my body would just be like, absolutely not, you're not allowed to go to the bathroom here, and it would hold it until I got home from that weekend. I totally feel that, and there is like no do this and then you're gonna be comfy. It's seriously just with time. It takes one person doing it. You're not gonna talk about it, and just make it happen. All right, now I'm going in with these pretty shimmery shades. I'm gonna do, I think this gold one, I'm just gonna put it onto my fingertip. If you use your fingertips for shimmery shades, it helps it go onto a little bit more. And I'm just gonna put this onto like the front of my eyelid. These eyeshadows are literally like sparkles, so you kind of have to be careful. They really fell over all over my face last time. With the Makeup by Mario, and I'm gonna go in with that whitest shade, and I'm gonna kind of carve out my brows a little bit. So I took that eyeshadow all the way up, and then this kind of helps separate them again. One last blend. Now, my least favorite part, actually mascara is my least favorite part. The most nerve-wracking part, the liquid eyeliner. I feel like it gets better as time goes on, but it's always scary. Let's take a drink. Probably shouldn't do this before, but okay. This is the Benefit roller liner. I use the shade brown. I think that brown just looks more natural for everybody. Take it from my outer corner up to the eyebrow. We're just gonna form one line then. All right, so we got a line. It's already wonky and chunky. Perfect. I grab it from the inside. I make it a little thick and messy because I always go in with Q-tips after, so it doesn't really matter. Take your Q-tip and clean them up. Okay, so our eyeliner is roughly on. I'm gonna let this dry just for a second. And I'm gonna go in with the Master Mattes palette now. And I take a little teeny brush and I go in with this dark brown shade. And I'm gonna lightly just buff out that line. I like how it makes it just look a little bit smokier, a little bit softer. Take the fluffy brush, quick blend. So now that my eye's on, and before I clean it up a little bit more, I wanna add a little bit more depth to my eyes. So I'm gonna go back in with this second to lightest shade and just kind of add this to my outer corner, just slightly. So lightly. Makeup is so interesting because really based on your face shape, your makeup's gonna look really different. Like for me, hooded eyes, a lot of people like to bring their smokiness so much more onto their lid. For me, I feel like that just takes out my lid so much. So I try to keep my lid as light as possible. I'm gonna take my Refi pencil. I also love the Anastasia pencil. And I'm gonna lightly just do my ends. My brows are already pretty dark, so I don't like to do a lot. Otherwise it looks a little crazy. Our eyes for now are down. Let's get into the next question while I put Flawless Filter all over my face. This is the shade 4. I don't think it's my shade. I fake tan and it's definitely wearing off, so I'm more pale by now, but whatever. I put this on my high points, like my cheekbones, also my jawline and my nose. I try to avoid, hello, tequila's kicking in. I try to avoid my forehead because I'm already kind of shiny. Do I track calories, macros? How do I eat? So I eat intuitively. That means I eat when I'm hungry, I don't when I don't. I eat foods that make me feel my best and I avoid foods that don't make me feel my best. I don't count calories. I don't think counting calories is the worst thing in the world, but I think that it's really easy to form unhealthy habits, but I think it could be very beneficial. If you really don't know what a certain amount of calories looks like, then it'll give you a good idea on serving size, how much you should be eating. Use it as a tool. I don't think that you need to be scaling out your food for an entire year. Just get an idea, form the habits that last, and then carry it out. As for macros, honestly, the only macro that I really try to be conscious and focus on is protein. So I always like to make sure that there's some type of protein in every meal I have. That's just to help form my muscles, keep my muscles, etc. Now this foundation is the Makeup Forever HD Skin Foundation. I am obsessed and I love it so much. I have a darker shade and a lighter shade because like I said, I'm a little bit in between. I put it on the back of my hand. I apply it with my finger. Hopefully this doesn't match a good color, but I mean, I'm not doing anything after this, so does it really matter? It's one of those weeks where I'm just like, how are all the days going by? I feel so busy, but I also don't feel busy at all. It's like so weird. Now I take the brush and I dip it into that foundation that's on the back of my head and I start blending. Would I ever do a meetup or a group workout? I want to get drunk with you. I want to get drunk with you guys. Could you imagine how fun that would be? I would love to do a meetup one day. I just like need to get it together because I worry about my own safety. So I don't know, I'd want to feel safe and I'd want all of you to be safe and I'd want it to actually be like a really cool fun event. Like what if I hosted a class and then we all made cocktails or something after? Like that could be so fun. If that's something that you guys really want though, attack me about it and I'll make it happen. I just need to know that people really want that. And then I always go in with a beauty blender. Brushes will leave little strokes on your face and the beauty blender will help just create that like skin texture back. Skincare, I'm gonna be making a skincare video for you. I recently just got did I not? Wow, I was literally like, why does my eyeliner look so bold? And I never cleaned it up. At least it's before we did our concealer. I feel like every makeup tutorial, I do something wrong. There we go. Now they're nice and pointy. I kept looking, I'm like, why do they look chunky? I just got a facial and she helped me out tremendously with the routine and just when to do what. And I feel like I am really loving it. So I will make a video for you guys probably sometime next week. How's not being on birth control? Amazing. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Contour Wand. I love this. I got this before everybody bought it and now it's sold out and I'm sad because I'm running out of it and I don't know what to do now. But being off birth control is so amazing. Like how I told you guys that I felt like I was getting so angry for no reason. I just felt out of my mind and I didn't have like any reasoning from it. Put it right on top of my cheekbone. A good way to think about it is like on top of your ear. One in the temple, two up top. I just feel way more sane. I don't have like irrational anger. I just feel so much better, you guys. If you feel like you're losing your mind and you're on birth control, maybe that's something that you should go off of. I'm not your doctor. I'm not being like everyone get off birth control. There's reasons we're on it, so please be careful. But yeah, because for the longest time I didn't think that it was my birth control because I had been on my birth control for 3-ish years or so. So I'm like, well, it's worked for so long, why would it just all of a sudden stop working? Well, it did. And then I also go right down here. So on my nose I go on the very tip and then like 2 little edges like that. This is a contour wand that I got from Sephora. It's number 78. How am I doing mentally? So amazing, going off that last one. So as you guys know, I've been in therapy for the past few months now. About 1 or 2 months ago I started Lexapro because I got diagnosed with situational depression, and so I just needed some extra help. I was in therapy for a couple months and all my coping mechanisms weren't working. It was getting really debilitating for me. It was affecting my friendships, my personal relationships, my work. I just felt like I was suffocating every single day. I felt uncomfortable. And after some thinking and talking with my therapist and my doctor, I decided to start Lexapro. I don't want to be like meds changed my life, but it seriously did change my life. I feel so much more just, I don't know, I don't have anxiety attacks anymore. During that period I was having at least an anxiety attack every single day about literally the stupidest things. I felt so like out of my mind, and yeah, I'm really glad I did start. I'm on a very low dose and it's not anything permanent. I want to work off of it eventually, hopefully after a year, after things in my life settle down, and maybe one day I'll be able to open more about what's going on, but it doesn't have to do with just me. So if I ever do talk about it, I need to get permission from those involved. But I would like to talk to you guys about it because it's honestly something that's a big part of my life and I've learned a lot through it. So yeah, maybe we can talk about it. Oh, I also forgot to put some underneath my lip. I go like this. Helps make a little like pout moment. That's kind of a lot. And I blend in underneath. Okay. Yeah. Gosh, the Charlotte Tilbury contour, you guys, is just so gorgeous. And that contour on my chin, I take it all the way down, so it's like blending. Honestly, ignore my neck for today because I'm not going anywhere after this, so I'm just not trying to take it all the way down my neck. Then again, with the beauty blender, I just blend everything out. So now the warmth is coming back into the face, ladies and gentlemen. Moral of the story, I'm doing so much better mentally. I feel so much better. I feel so much more inspired and clear-headed. I'm motivated to get back into the gym. I'm having great weeks in the gym. I really feel like I'm starting to come back. So this is probably my all-time favorite blush right now. This is Bikini Martini this is from Fenty Beauty in Bikini Martini. I take my beauty blender. It's like this gorgeous neon pink, and I'm gonna put this onto my cheeks. You guys, look at that. I'm obsessed. It's so pretty and pink. Like, hi. And a little bit onto the tip of my nose. I'm gonna go in with the Dior Skin Correct. We're gonna do a bop right there, a little bit under that wing to clean it up, and there, lift the face a little bit, forehead, bridge of the nose. I go on the side because I have a bunch of blackheads, onto my chin, not a bunch of blackheads, but I feel like I have my biggest pores there. And then I go from the top of the ear down just to carve off that cheekbone a little bit, and I just start to blend a little bit. And you guessed it, we beauty blend, we beauty blend, we beauty blend, we beauty. Eyes are done and the liquids are done, so now I'm gonna set my face. This is the Professional Super Setter Spray from Benefit. I've heard amazing things. I puff out my cheeks so that it gets in my fine lines. And then we'll move into the powders. Take a strip. How to know when to go to therapy. You don't have to wait for something to go wrong in your life or wait for I don't know, those kind of things to start therapy. For me, now that I'm in it, I always want to keep it consistent. You don't have to go every week. You could go every other week. You can make it a once a month thing. It doesn't have to be like a super consistent thing, but I think it's just a nice tool to have in your back pocket and have there so that if you do need it, you're not like, oh, I need to find somebody, because it's so honestly hard right now. I'll let you guys over here, but you can't eat shit, okay? They're already coming over here. Hey! When I started, the shit didn't even hit the fan in my life. I was just starting it because my anxiety was getting a little bit worse and I was looking for better coping mechanisms. And then when shit did hit the fan, I was so grateful to have therapy, because I don't know what I would have done. Can you stop sucking on my thumb? How to deal with anxiety. Go to therapy. No, I'm kidding. There's different things that I do, like meditation. I will do a mind dump in my journal if my mind's racing and I feel like I just need to get it out. Okay, I have to get back to doing my makeup. The Flawless Finish by Charlotte Tilbury and my beauty blender, and I'm gonna pack in that concealer. But really what helps me right now is, again, therapy. I'm kind of a hypochondriac when it comes to mental illnesses and just things that's going wrong. Like, I think worst case scenario. So for me, therapy just like calms my nerves, doesn't make sense of why I'm feeling what, and reminds me that it is normal, and she helps me with coping strategies. So like when my anxiety attacks are really bad, focus on breathing and like different breathing exercise that I can, or name 5 things that you see, 4 things that you hear, 3 things that you touch, whatever that one is. So she taught me that. I hyperventilate a lot when I have my anxiety attacks, and it's hard for me to be like, okay, Tamara, breathe in. Like, no, I'm literally like psychotic. So she told me if you take a sip of water, you naturally go, hold your breath. You do that naturally, and then you exhale. So try to take little sips of water. Bobbi Brown bronzer. I love this bronzer. How to deal with procrastination. I'm gonna go so lightly, kind of where we did that contour, and just kind of set that, bold it up a little bit. Let everyone know that she's here to stay. We're not messing around. How to help with procrastination. Okay, procrastination, when my anxiety's bad, I procrastinate like no other. My to-do list will start terrifying me, and I'll just lay in my bed and do nothing and cry about it instead of actually tackling the thing. So for me, 1, figure out what type of person you are. Are you a morning person, a middle day person, or a nighttime person? When do you like to get the most done? I like to get things done right when I wake up. That's when I have the most energy. I'm like bing, 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 bing. I know people that are night owls and they're like, oh my gosh, I can go to town on homework or work or music, whatever, at like 3 a.m. By 9 o'clock, my brain is completely off. I cannot do that. So see what time you operate. It might not be at the same time that everybody else operates. And then I like to tackle all of the big things first, because they're the things that are the most daunting. And honestly, the more you put them off, the more stressed out you get, because you're making the worst thing further and further away. So you just have to keep staring at it. So just get it out of the way. Leo, don't hurt your sister. Do a to-do list and then cross it out as you go. I feel like that's just so satisfying, crossing out things off your to-do list. So I take it a little bit onto my nose like that, a little bit down there, and then onto that neck again. This is the Milani blush in Dulce Pink. This is a little bit of an angled brush, and I'm gonna put that all over my blush now. So, and I kind of take it up onto the temple. Next question was, are you still going to PA school? You guys, I literally have no idea. I'm riding this wave of life. I found something that I'm passionate about, that I'm good at. If it all comes crashing down, I'm 23 years old. Everybody that by the way, I still do my internship at the hospital to get my clinical hours. If you guys are new here, I have an internship at a hospital to get my clinical hours. It basically has you rotate into different departments every 3 months, so you just get to test out different areas. That's why I really like it, because I don't really know exactly what I want to go into and focus on. And I'm still doing it just to have my clinical hours, but you guys, I don't know. That just seems so out of focus, and I feel like when I chose that major, there's nothing wrong with that, by all means. If you can do it, then do it. But I feel like I chose that major because everybody around me was going to college and picking the careers, and I was in track, and I was around the athletic trainer, and I just thought like I think I misunderstood my passion for fitness, thinking that I wanted to be a physical therapist or a physician assistant. and that just wasn't me, but I kept doing it because that's what you're supposed to do and that's what everybody else is doing, and you have to get the job and you have to go to grad school and do all these things, and like, yeah, now I'm focusing on what makes me happy, and this is what makes me happy, and we're just figuring it out. Again, if it comes crashing down, all the nurses and doctors that I work with didn't go to grad school until their literal 30s, so I am not too stressed about it. Now let's do our mascara. I hate doing mascara because I'm gonna get it all over my face. Can you guys not bump into me? I'm gonna pull out my eyelashes. This is the Maybelline Sky High Mascara, and I'm just gonna run this through my lashes. Once you got a good layer on, I take a clean spoolie and brush it through. It helps to declump it and just make it less chunky. This is getting more and more difficult, people. I tried to time this correctly. I really did. I was thinking about you. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude Lip Liner. I've been wearing this like lip combination for the past couple months on, and I'll post a picture on Instagram. Everyone, every single time, freaks out. So this is what it is. Listen up, ladies and gentlemen. Pull up that Sephora app because this is it. The way I line my lips is I kind of connect that Cupid's bow to give it kind of a lip flip moment. That's what does it. Is this Pillow Talk? This is definitely Pillow Talk. This is Iconic Nude. A little bit darker. And I line that Cupid's bow. Bring it down the sides. And I'm overlining a little bit on the top, but on the on the bottom, I'm not. I'm bringing it in. Cute. And if you have brown hair, I feel like this color, she just looks stunning. And then this is the Merit Lip Oil. Children! In the shade Taupe. I think she matches this shade. Oh wow. And this lip oil feels like heaven on your lips. It doesn't feel like you have absolutely any product. Hey, now the lips are on. One final spray. I do it so that I basically have droplets on my skin. Last question I'm answering is, do I ever feel pressured not to drink or to eat healthy constantly? No, I don't feel that I do feel pressured not to drink, but I'm a 23-year-old who lives in downtown San Diego. I like to have fun. I like to play with puppies. I like to do my makeup and go out and get drunk with my friends and eat super scrumptious, yummy dinners. And I feel like that's what my account is all about. I'm all about the balance. I'm trying to make a really important point, everybody, and creating those long-lasting habits. So I don't like to restrict myself too much. I love drinking alcohol. I like having fun with my friends, and I'm gonna continue to do so. You don't have, oh my God. You don't have to give up everything in order to live a healthy lifestyle. Get your leg off of me. But I love you guys so much. Thanks for hanging out with me today. If you, can we all calm down? If you guys wanna see more makeup videos, actually, scratch that. I will be making more makeup videos because I genuinely love doing makeup right now. I'm gonna go play with them for the next 5 hours, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.